Head over to your local grocery store, grab a box of pasta, and get ready to make an adult version of those famous pasta preschool crafts you love so much. It is a couple copies of family photos, not the originals. You're going to begin by cutting a frame from cardboard if that's the way you're going to go. This is a great way to use up a side of a cardboard box you happen to have laying around. And go ahead and measure it against the picture that you're going to be using and create yourself a frame. Make sure you cut out the middle shape. The next thing you're going to do is warm up your glue gun and adhere the pasta all around the outside of the frame. Since you can use any shape, you can figure out how you want them to fit together. Elbow noodles would be so fun curved into one another. I chose this straight ziti pasta, and I tried to line up the ends, but sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. But I figured nobody's really going to be assessing it too closely, and I like the look of it being a little scattered. Once you have all the pasta adhered to the frame, just make sure that you've taken all those little strings off that glue leaves behind from the glue gun. Then head outdoors and paint the frame in your favorite holiday color. And then you want to bring it inside, grab a piece of ribbon, and make yourself a little loop for hanging, and just use a dollop of hot glue in order to stick that to the back. The last step is to glue your picture in place. This is why you want to use a copy. Do not use your original family photos. Glue them to the back side of the frame and then turn it around, and voila, you have a lovely little keepsake ornament that you can give to family members and put on your Christmas tree this year. Our big tree's not quite up yet, but we're going to display it here by our small one, and also we'll be using these as gifts this year. So hope this was helpful to you guys, and I hope you give it a try.
Do you have old photo frames or wall art frames stored in your house? Let's give them a little makeover. For your first frame, remove the mat from the frame and then tape off sections of the frame with painter's tape. You can be very symmetrical with the blocks you tape off, or you can be asymmetrical. With a small paintbrush, brush craft paint onto the exposed areas of the frame. Paint those exposed areas on the side of the frame as well. You can give these spaces a couple of coats to get it solid, or leave it with just one coat so some of the frame color shows through. Once dry, carefully remove the painter's tape. If needed, go back with your brush and touch up any areas that need fixing. Now put the original mat back into the frame. Using the painted blocks on the frame as your guide, use your small paintbrush to lightly paint a broken line onto the mat that is an extension of the painted blocks on the frame. Now take some artwork, or in my case, a scrap of wallpaper in a coordinating color, and tape it to the back side of the frame with painter's tape. Enjoy the various patterns you've created on this frame. For your second frame, spray paint the frame in a neutral color. I chose to paint this dingy, dated frame a bright white. Draw a pattern on the outer edge of the frame by using a quarter. Lay half the quarter on the edge of the frame and trace around it with a pen or pencil. Do this around the entire perimeter of the frame. Now take your paintbrush and with your craft paint, start to outline the curvy pattern and fill in the space on the frame. Be sure to paint over your pen or pencil tracing lines. For this frame, I found a sheet of peel and stick wallpaper from the dollar store. Since this is a photo frame and didn't have a mat, I simply opened the frame, peeled the wallpaper, and stuck it to the inside of the frame. Instant wall art. For the last frame, take an old gold frame and give it a dusting of spray paint. Pour some craft paint into a plastic cup, add water, and mix thoroughly. With a foam brush, use the watered-down paint to paint the mat with a finish that is similar to a watercolor. Variation of color is encouraged. Put the dry mat back into the frame and tape a piece of bold wallpaper to the back of the frame. Flip the frame over and with a paint pen, draw a pattern on the mat that is somehow reflected in the artwork. My wallpaper has lots of straight white lines in it, so I simply extended those lines onto the mat. Now I used wallpaper as my chosen artwork, but you can frame anything you like. Display your new painted frames as part of a gallery wall. I hope this inspired you to paint some simple frames and frame mats to create your own unique gallery wall. Pick up a thrift store frame and remove the backing of the frame. If your frame does not already have one, find a white mat that will fit the frame size and insert it into the back of the frame. Now, hang the frame and mat on a wall. Find a small glass jar or vase. Take 2 command strips, remove 1 cover strip, and attach the sticky side vertically to the side of your jar. Remove the other outer cover slip and stick the jar to the wall. You now have a 3D interactive wall art piece. Hang it in an office or craft room, or hang in a handy place in a bathroom and store makeup brushes in the glass jar. Fill the glass vase with water and fill it with cuttings from other plants. You will love the touch of greenery and watching the roots grow through the glass. Pick up some fall flowers from the grocery store and trim the stems to size. Display the flowers in the glass vase with varying heights, colors, and texture. I hope this inspired you to take a thrift store frame and turn it into a 3D work of art with a glass jar and your imagination.
I'm going to take this air dry clay and this silicone cake mold that I got off of Amazon, and I'm going to make something really unique and creative. So I'm going to begin by pushing my air dry clay into the silicone mold, picking one of the designs that I like, and then evening it out with a rolling pin. Once it's all even, I'm just going to very carefully peel it back out of the silicone mold and place it on a plastic mat. I am then going to go ahead and take my X-Acto knife and cut off any messy edges and remove them from the design. I'm going to repeat this process several times, and then I'm going to take a thrift store frame that I picked up for 99 cents, and I'm going to just go ahead and lay my clay over top of the frame, cutting off the excess. Then to fill the entire frame, I'm going to make out one more of the clay designs. I'm going to use the smaller beaded design in my mold and make another frame around that. Then I'm going to go ahead and make some more of the frame designs using the different patterns in the silicone mold. I have picked up a bunch of different frames from the thrift store, and I'm going to be making them all to create a stunning gallery wall of frames. So I'm using different patterns from the cake mold just to create different frames. So I have this nice rounded frame here, and working with the clay is easy because I can bend it around the rounded edges of the frame. Once I've done them all and let them dry overnight, I'm going to come in with some E6000 glue, and I'm going to glue the pieces onto the frame and then let this set for at least a good 2 to 6 hours. Once the pieces are dried on the frames, I'm going to go ahead and paint them with this DecoArt metallic gold paint, making sure to paint both the frame and the pieces of the clay. Once that dries, I'm going to come in with some more different DecoArt metallic paint. I'm going to be using this green color here just to give this frame a little depth and dimension, also making it look antique. So I'm just going to brush on with a fan brush a little bit of the green paint and then rub it off in areas where it's too much. Then I'm going to come in with the DecoArt Metallics in the shade Worn Penny, and I'm going to brush this over top as well, and this is going to give this that real patina gold looking frame look. I'm going to print out some pictures that I found online of vintage art, and then I'm going to cut them to fit in the frames. And with that, this project is complete, and I can go ahead and hang my frames up on my wall. And while these aren't real antique frames, I can take pride in knowing that I made something special with thrifted frames that would otherwise go in a landfill. I really hope that you enjoyed this project. I hope it inspires you to get creative with plain old boring frames and do something unique for your home. Thanks so much for tuning into Home Talk, and we'll see you on another video.